DBS News. Fresh in the morning, eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: Dominica to develop a climate change communication strategy. In news from the region, St. Kitts government passes a landmark legislative amendment to protect minimum wage earners. On the international scene, the U.S. President Donald Trump threatens 35% tariffs on Canadian goods. And in sports, Billy Dockerow receives a green light to continue as president of the Dominica Olympic Committee. One footballer left hospitalized after being attacked by spectators last night. And the Acers are women's volleyball champions. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, Senior Technical Advisor in the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization and Kalinago Upliftment, Edgar Hunter, has announced that the development of a communication strategy on climate change has begun. Hunter said training will be undertaken to assist journalists and young people to bring out the climate change message using modern methods.
The communication strategy is not just for the ministry or the government. The communication strategy, we need everybody on board. So as part of that strategy, we will train not just journalists, but we intend to train young people to bring out the message. You know that these days is content creation. So bring out the message in the modern way on social media. So we'll train journalists, yes, to do the journalistic work, which is important, the reporting, the understanding, because in climate change, the joke is we like to use a lot of abbreviations, and so if we realize the NDC and ETF, but let them understand the terms and help to build the consciousness and let the society understand even better, what is happening in that area.
Senior Technical Advisor in the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization and Kalinago Upliftment, Edgar Hunter. Meanwhile, the Caribbean Energy Transition Reporting Initiative, or CETRI, will end its 3-day energy and environment reporting workshop in Dominica later today. The workshop is being held at the Jungle Bay Resort and Spa. Anika Kentish, Alison Kentish, and Jody Dublin Dangleben are the workshop speakers. Also at the workshop are science facilitators Carleen Bodley, Dr. Indra Harak Singh, and Dr. Byron Winston. They are sharing their expertise in sustainable development, renewable energy, and environmental science. In some more news this morning, popular booyah artist Kenny G. John Baptist has walked away with over $300,000 from the Dominica National Lottery after playing for 4 years. Well, along with Frederica Riley, he is one of the newest players of the Blast Mystery Progressive game hosted by the Dominica National Lottery. Both winners were presented with their checks during a ceremony at the Dominica National Blast Gaming Center yesterday. The Dominican National Lottery paid out in excess of $500,000 in total earnings. DBS News spoke with Kenny G after receiving his winnings.
Well, to tell you the truth, I deserve it because I've been going blast since 2022. So in 2025, blast gave me a grand prize. I appreciate it. Who vex that is the business. Well, to tell you the truth, everybody can take a chance. There's a nice little vibes below to bring out to the Dominica public. You check. So instead you feel like you might do be a winner, you never know. Somebody can push out $10 in the machine and you come out there $6,000, $5,000. So nothing but a chance. We can also do the jackpot start back on $100 and something $1,000. It's nobody doing it going up and up and up and up and up. We have a lot of plans.
And that was a Kenny G, winner of the over $300,000 in the Blast game. Well, the 2025 winner of the Dominica, or that should be branch manager of the Dominica National Lottery, Aronia Stedman James, says that the Blast Mystery Progressive has been won 6 times since its launch in 2024.
Blast Mystery Progressive is a jackpot that is attached to select games on our video lottery terminals. This jackpot provides our players with even more chances to win big. We know that our players crave excitement and rewarding experiences, and we believe that our Blast Mystery Progressive jackpot, our latest addition, has been meeting and exceeding those expectations. The Blast Mystery Progressive jackpot has been won now a total of 6 times since we launched last year, October 2024, 4 women, and now our very first 2 men, with Kenny G breaking that trend. Our Blast Mystery Progressive jackpot has been won twice here at our own entertainment center.
Branch manager of the Dominica National Lottery is Aronia Stedman James. Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Irvin McIntyre has said Dominica must claim its share of the multi-million-dollar cannabis industry. Dominica wrapped up a historic 2-day National Cannabis Symposium at the State House Conference Center yesterday. Dr. McIntyre said now is the time for Dominica to tap into the medicinal cannabis industry.
Across the Caribbean, our neighbors are moving decisively. Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda, and others have legalized or decriminalized cannabis and established licensing regime. This direction is clear. The time for Dominica is now. The global cannabis market is projected to grow from US $10.6 million. That was in 2018 to nearly $100 billion in 2026. This growth is driven not just by demand for recreational use, but by edibles, oils, topical products, drinks, textile, and industrial hemp. The potential, therefore, is vast, and Dominica must claim its share.
Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Dr. McIntyre also said Dominicans should get ready to seize the opportunity under the green economy.
I issue this call to our farmers, our innovators, our investors, our educators, our health professionals, and our young people. Get ready, prepare yourselves, and seize the opportunity. Because the legal medical cannabis industry is not a dream. It is becoming a reality. Let us ensure that this new industry is one that creates jobs, lifts communities, protects the vulnerable, respects the environment, and keep the profits in the land in the hands of the people.
Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Irvin McIntyre. A coordinator for private sector relations, industry, commerce and innovation, Michael Walter, has welcomed the government's decision to implement fiscal incentives for small and medium enterprises in Dominica within a time frame. In an interview on the Voice of Changes program on DBS, Walter said the process of obtaining these incentives has been designed to alleviate the burden on the small and medium-sized enterprises.
A lot of the time, the licenses or fiscal incentives that are provided within the Ministry of Finance, they are one time. But this, the government has saw the merit in providing it for a duration of time. So, for example, whether it is for 6 months, whether it is for 1 year. And what that does, it helps the business to be able to plan their imports, all right, strategically over time, which gives them an advantage. But with respect to the documentation, it is not a difficult process. The form is a very, very simple form to complete, basically asking for background information on the business. If it is a business that is involved in agro-processing or manufacturing, you would ask for production details. If not, you basically provide your projected income statement, and it's very basic. So don't think about those things from a deep perspective. It has been watered down largely just so that small and micro businesses can truly benefit.
Coordinator for Private Sector Relations, Industry, Commerce and Innovation, Michael Walter. A former Chief Environmental Health Officer, Anthony Scotland, says Dominica needs to redesign its waste strategy. Mr. Scotland explained that certain materials should not be going to the landfill. All right, and we do apologize. We don't seem to have that insert. And we can move on to the next story. A new executive to lead the Dominica Council on Aging was elected during the council's 29th annual general meeting earlier this week. The annual general meeting was held at the St. Alphonsus Parish Hall under the theme Honoring the Past, Shaping the Future.
Board of Directors was elected. It comprised of Nigel Lawrence, the President, the first Vice President, Mrs. Josephine Dublin Prince, second Vice President, Mr. Ainsworth Irish, the Secretary, Mr. Mervyn Alexander, the Treasurer, Mrs. Lorana John Baptist, the Assistant Secretary Treasurer, Mr. Bernard Shaw, 3 committee members, namely Mrs. Leah Shillingford, Mrs. Vina Roye, and Miss Yavik Simon. Mrs. Ophelia Odivachi Murray is still our immediate past president on the board of directors.
President of the Dominica Council on Aging, Nigel Lawrence, he said ensuring members are taken off during the hurricane season is high on this new board's agenda.
One of our most immediate plans for our new term is to look into preparing our citizenry, our older persons, for the upcoming hurricane season. Well, we're already in the hurricane season. So one of our first tasks will be start to mobilize our machinery to create awareness to our amongst our population, amongst our older persons, so that they would know what to do, how to do it in the event of a hurricane.
President of the Dominica Council on Aging, Nigel Lawrence. Well, let's head into news from the region this morning. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has passed a key amendment to the Housing and Social Development Levy Act. This amendment ensures that individuals earning the national minimum wage of $500 per week, as well as those earning slightly above that threshold, will no longer be subject to deductions under the levy. The mover of the bill, Conris Maynard, emphasized that the measure is designed to eliminate any disparity in take-home pay among low-income earners. Minister Maynard also highlighted the St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party's consistent commitment to improving the lives of workers across the Federation. And on the international scene, the U.S. President Donald Trump has said he will impose a 35% tariff on Canadian goods starting on the 1st of August, even as the two countries are days away from a self-imposed deadline to reach a new deal on trade. The announcement came in the form of a letter published on Truth Social, along with additional threats of blanket tariffs of 15% or 20% on most trade partners. The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney responded on X, writing that his government will continue to protect Canadian workers and businesses as they work towards the revised August deadline. Well, that's the news. Stay tuned. Up next is sports.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Ink Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Well, welcome to the morning sports report. Let's begin with news that President of the Dominica Olympic Committee, Billy Doctorow, is set to return for a third consecutive term as President of the DOC. This as Doctorow was the only nominee for the position of President ahead of the July 23rd elections. The nominations were revealed during last night's annual general meeting. This is the first time in history that the President has been unchallenged. Doctorow thanked the membership for their unwavering support.
Well, I feel very humbled by this show of confidence by the general membership of the Dominica Olympic Committee. I'm really pleased about it. This is the first time in the history of the Dominican Olympic Committee that a president has been re-elected unopposed. So it means three things to my mind. One, that I must have been doing something right in the eyes of the general membership. Secondly, the rapport and the relationship and the work output of the entire executive, because I could not have achieved any success without the executive and I working very closely with each other. And thirdly, and probably most importantly, it is the acceptance of the general membership, the recognition that they recognize that under my leadership and that of the executive, that we are taking the Dominica Olympic Committee, we have taken it and we are still taking it into a path, down the path that they are completely satisfied with, in particular our governance, the management of the Olympic Committee, and in particular our financial accountability.
The president of the Dominica Olympic Committee, Billy Doctorov, the treasurer, Dexter Ducre, was also nominated unopposed. Meantime, there will be elections for the other positions. The vice president, Glenn Etienne, who is also the president of the Dominica Football Association, is being challenged by DABA president Donnie Robinson and former Chess Association president Ian Dorival. Fenella Wenham Shepherd is seeing her position of general secretary being challenged by Netball Association president Corlita Hamilton and DOC capacity officer Tanya Burnett. Cycling Association president Ronald Charles, boxing executive member Mavis Williams, Athletics Association president Brendan Williams, and Corlita Hamilton are all vying for the position of assistant secretary treasurer, while Godwin Dorset, Edgar Berridge, Ainsworth Irish, Job Joseph, Sheena Harry, Chester Leta, Peter Leta, Yannick Regis, Peter Ricketts, and Damian Sorrendo are contesting the position of committee members. 3 committee members will be elected. The elections are carded for the 23rd of July. Meantime, DBS Sports has learned that some of the nominees may withdraw from the race. The deadline to withdraw is on Tuesday, the 15th of July. In some more sports, the Olympic gold medalist Thea Lafort-Gadsden, athletes Denick Luke, Addison James, Trennis Hamilton, and Corel Etienne, and cyclist Coaf Baron have been shortlisted by the Dominica Olympic Committee to be recipients of the Olympic Solidarity Scholarships as Dominica gets set for the 2028 Summer Olympics to be held in Los Angeles. The scholarships will aid the athletes with their preparations in their various fields. DOC President Billy Doctorov says the 6 names have been sent to the Olympic Solidarity and he's optimistic that all 6 will be approved. Meantime, Dominica will be represented by a team of 3 athletes at the Pan Am Junior Games, which will be held in Paraguay in August. Trennis Hamilton will compete in shot put, Addison James in javelin, and Jasmine Schofield in swimming. In some volleyball news this morning, the Acers have retained their KFC National Volleyball League title as they got past the MCCU Sunrise team in Game 3 of the finals last night at the Massac Indoor Facility. Acers took the first 2 sets before Sunrise managed to win the 3rd set, but the Acers quickly closed the door on any sort of a comeback as they won the 4th set 25-20. Acers took the match 3-1. Acers captain is Anna Marie Panfe.
Last game we lost, so we decided that we had to come back with a lot more concentration because we felt that, concentration was lacking in the last game, and then Marigot just capitalized on it and they won that game. So this time we decided that we were going to focus and play more defense. We did not play a lot of defense in the last game. So I think this game our defense was 100% improved, and I think that's where we edged them out in the game.
You're up 2-0, and for one point it looked like Marigot were about to do the same thing they did on Tuesday, come back. So what did you say to your teammates at that point?
I tell them we do like Christmas. We like to just relax because we 2 up, we relax in. So we decided, okay, let's try to just get that focus there. And even in the 4th set, we were up by about 6 points and we lost focus, but we came back. And that's the important thing, and that's the interesting thing about Acers. We have the ability to come back when the pressure is on us.
You've won so many titles. How special though is this one for you?
Oh, every victory is special. I mean, you have to thank God. In sports, you never know when you're there, when you're not there. So while I'm there, I enjoy every victory. And I really thank God for giving me longevity in sports. And I really thank him for that. And I thank my coach, Albert, who's been there with us always, and the junior players, because if you notice, we've only had 6 for many of our games, 7 for no more than 7. So it was really tough this season, but we made it.
And that's the Aces captain, Anna Marie Panthe, Sunrise head coach, Itoma James.
I wouldn't even say it went wrong. I just believe experience went out at the end. I mean, the girls made a valiant effort. I really appreciate that. That is something that we wanted to do this year, make sure that we can get to the finals and at least put up a challenge. Not let Aces just walk over like they usually do. We come out, we put up a fight, we make them work for it. We went to a game 3. I think in the end, we made some crucial errors at times where we really did need to make those errors, and that really determined the game down at the stretch.
All right, as you look ahead to next season, how do you regroup? Like you said, this season was a success, although you didn't win the championship.
Well, next season, like I said, I have some technical things I need to work on with some of the players to try to help to improve their game. We're going to try to recruit a few more players because, like you see, we pretty much just have a 7. We want to have a few more young girls, improve the club, have more players, and try to grow the sport because the women volleyball need a little more impetus. We need a little more people in the game. So for the next year is more recruiting and just try to train and work with the players that we get, improve the game, not just my club, but volleyball as a whole in the country.
And that's the Sunrise head coach, Itoma James. Football news, the Dominica Football Association has launched an investigation into an incident during the Premier League match between DSFC and the Roosevelt Scarlet Bombers, which has left a DSFC player nursing injuries at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. The incident occurred during last night's match at the DFA Technical Center. The game ended prematurely when 2 players from the DSFC team started fighting with each other. Yes, you heard right. DSFC goalkeeper Delton Darampel and DSFC defender Orin Remy were both red-carded for the incident. Things further escalated when Delton Darampel was attacked by a few spectators outside the players' locker room. Darampel received injuries to his head, which required a number of stitches, and he's now a patient at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Well, DSFC coach Jordan Luke condemned the violence and says that the club will take action.
Let me begin by saying I'm very embarrassed, ashamed, disappointed, and quite frankly, very apologetic. After a misunderstanding, disagreement, you had 2 players, Delton Darampel and Orin Remy, getting into an on-field altercation, both of them receiving red cards. And then on returning to the locker room, Delton was attacked. Non-authorized people being allowed to enter the players' area during a match. I mean, a lot of things were wrong with the situation, but I think first and foremost were the behavior of my players. An official statement will come out from the club within the next coming days. However, all I can do is give an apology.
And that's the DSFC coach Jordan Luke. The Roosevelt Scarlet Bombers were leading 5-0 when the match was stopped in the 80th minute. Bombers coach Oris Mills.
First and foremost, there is no place in football for that. So on behalf of myself and the Bombers Football Club, I'd like to strongly condemn what I saw go on there. In regards to the match, it's unfortunately it couldn't finish, but we understand and we look forward to hearing from the association as to how we move forward from there.
Bombers head coach Oris Mills. Meantime, the DFA says the matter will be investigated.
The DFA condemns all forms of violence in and off the field. In due course, the DFA will investigate this matter and, as usual, bring to the public and to the various clubs the findings. Again, we solicit from our fans and the many patrons of the football to refrain from violence. We know this game is very contentious, but nonetheless, we stand firm against all forms of violence, and the Dominica Football Association, again, will investigate this matter and bring the findings to the public.
And that's the DFA PRO, Abby Lawrence. For the Premier League is expected to continue tonight with Promex Harlem United taking on Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC at the DFA Technical Centre from 6:30 this evening. In basketball news, the defending DABA Division 1 champions, the Detroit Blazers, suffered their second straight defeat as they were beaten by the West Coast Ballers. As the DABA's Division 1 league continued last night, Shalon Vidal had 24 points to lead the Ballers to the 56-36 win. Elijah Popo scored 12 and Darius Nichols 11 for the Blazers. Well, the league will continue tonight with the Convenience Plus Maho Gators playing the West Coast Credit Union Real-Time Ballers. That game is set for 7 o'clock tonight. And in the Premier League at 9 o'clock, the Hilltop Services Prowlers will go in search of their first win when they battle former champions, the Dr. Daru Pishle Sports Club Falcons. And we can also tell you quickly that Dominica's Amia Gilbert made contributions with bat and ball, but her efforts were not enough as the Windward Islands under-19 women's team suffered a defeat against Guyana as the Cricket West Indies women's regional under-19 tournament continued in Trinidad yesterday. The Windwards made 72 batting first. Amia Gilbert got 14. Tia Isaacs, she picked up 4 for 15 for Guyana. Guyana replied with 73 for 6 in 21.3 overs, with Amia Gilbert getting 1 for 11 and Selena Ross 1 for 8 for the Windward Islands. Guyana won that game by 4 wickets. And speaking of Guyana, well, the defending champions Rangpur Riders, they defeated the Guyana Amazon Warriors as the Global Super League continued last night in Guyana. The Riders, the defending champions and the T20 franchise based in Bangladesh, they made 162 for 5 in their 20 overs batting first. Kyle Mayers got 44. We had Imran Tahir taking 2 for 21 and Gudakesh Moti 2 for 32. The Amazon Warriors chasing 163. They got 154 out. Johnson Charles got 40. Moeen Ali 27. Khaled Ahmed, he picked up 4 for 36. So the Riders winning that game by 8 runs. Quickly, we can give you an update on proceedings in the third test between England and India. It's day 2 of that test match. And of course, England started the day off in a decent position with Joe Root 1 run short of a century. He's managed to get that century, but he was dismissed for 104. And England a short while ago were 318 for 7. So we had Joe Root for 104. Oli Pope made 44. Ben Stokes also got 44. Jamie Smith is not out on 38. And the wicket takers so far, Jasprit Bumrah, he has 4 for 58 so far for the Indian team. And Inkesh Kumar Reddy, 2 for 46. So it's England batting first in that encounter, and they're 318 for 7 after 99 overs. Well, that's where we'll come to the end of the DBS Morning Sports Report. A lot more sporting highlights for you throughout the course of the day. Until then, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on MoBanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on MoBanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into MoBanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
It is